Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, my name is Corinne Richmond. I'm the Policy Outreach Specialist here at the Housing Authority, and I'd like to thank everyone for being in attendance tonight. So welcome to the third edition of the HHA Hall of Fame. So for those who don't know this, the Hall of Fame is an initiative that we put together to showcase housing authority successes. You know, sometimes people don't really see people that come from this type of environment to be successful. And we want to showcase that, you know what, we have good seeds here in this community and they can be good example to our community. So this is the reason why we do it, and this is the reason why we encourage you to refer people as much as you can. If you know someone that was born and raised here, please continue to bring them my way. Again, I want to thank all the speakers and all the presenters that are here today and that have accepted to be part of this great event without even saying no. And some of them were last minute there, but they just said no, they just said yes. So I just want to thank everyone for your presence. I also want to thank everyone that has referred someone to this event, because sometimes it's hard to find somebody. And I'm not from Hoboken, so I don't know the people, but people keep on referring. I have a long list that I have to go through all the time. So I want to say thank you to the people for all those referrals. So I'm going to pass it now to Mark Recco, the Executive Director of the Housing Authority. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. And she's a special lady. She's great. Thank you all for being here at this busy holiday season. I know everyone's got things to do and shopping and getting things done. Of course, I'm not done with my shopping either. But it's not the 24th yet, so usually I wait till then. You're gonna get well, the benefit or whatever you may call it of the Housing Authority actually having hired somebody that's got a degree in English literature with a focus on religious studies in my college career. Because during that time, we studied a lot of mythology. I studied things called mythology and a thing called archetypes. And there's a basic archetype in the world called the hero. And tonight, we honor the heroes of the Hoboken Housing Authority that are in front of you. Now, heroes always have a specific journey. Heroes always start out and they're going about their life and they run into somebody that's they call it the wise older person in the archetype. They always run into a wise older person. And I'll bet you, many of you out there, and I'll bet you these folks up there, have run into people that have changed their lives, those mentors, those people they run into that say, no, don't go down that path. I'm telling you, go down that path, right? And that's part of the archetype you find everywhere. And then you got that hero's got to make that decision. Which path are they going to go down, right? If they go down the bad path, it's the end of the hero story, right? If they go down the good path, then they are met with challenges, because it ain't easy being a hero. It ain't all it's cracked up to be, man. All right? You've got challenges, you've got tough nights, you've got sleepless nights, you've got people that don't like you, you've got things you've got to do, and you've got to get up in the morning and go to it and do all of that, right? So you've got to get through all those challenges. You've got to make something of yourself. And the folks that are here tonight, so many of you out there, the folks that are here tonight have done exactly that. They've taken on that challenge, they've gone ahead with their lives and made something of themselves. And one of the most important things that happens in the hero archetype or hero story is that they always come back. They might leave, they might go someplace, but they always come back to give to their communities, to give to their families, to give to the people, and help them understand what they've learned. That's the hero, always comes back. If you think of Odysseus, think of all that, they always come back and they help. And that's what we see tonight. That's what I see in these two fine people that are sitting here tonight, is that basic hero story, that they've met their challenges, they've done things, they've made us all proud of them. So we're honored as a housing authority to be able to honor them and add them to our list of heroes, our list of people that are included in our Hall of Fame. And with that, I will hand it back to Corinne.
Thank you, Director. So in our previous editions, we had basketball coaches, we had policy people, we had people from the police also. We never had politicians, so today is a little bit different. So without any further ado, I would like to present the people for tonight. So we have Mr. Ricardo Figueroa.
Thank you.
And we also have Ms. Annette Chaparro, Assemblywoman Annette Chaparro. And our first speaker is going to be Ricardo Figueroa.
Testing, testing. How's everyone doing tonight? Good. Don't say good, you have to say great. You have to make sure your energy is always great. So I'm gonna ask that one more time. How's everyone feeling tonight? Great. There you go, that's the energy you have to have. So my name's Ricardo Figueroa Jr. I'm a Hoboken resident through and through. I was born and raised in the Housing Authority. Spent the first 23 years of my life there. And I would just like to share a small story with you guys, so if you guys could just pay attention and just listen. So life is long, life is short, life is beautiful. Life is what you make it. So at a young age, you know, I've always looked to make the best of my situations and the best of my life and my family's life. One story I want to share, I think it had the biggest impact in my life, is the story of when I was 9 years old, and I had a really, really bad, tragic accident. So started off the regular day. I was 9 years old, like I said. It was a couple days after my birthday, and I was hanging out with some friends at a local park. The local park was Madison Street Park, located on 3rd and Madison. And if you're from Hoboken, you remember the park, how it had the big slides, and it had the gravel on the ground, and it had the big fountain in the middle with the gazebo. I miss that park, honestly. But that's where I would spend my time after school, playing with my friends and doing things like that. So one unfortunate evening, I had an accident in the park, and I wound up slipping off the tallest, highest part. Now again, if you're from Hoboken and you've seen Madison Street Park, you know the slides were really, really high. Like I'm talking 10, 11 feet off of the ground. Unfortunately, I slipped and fell off of one of those, and I landed on a piece of concrete that was sticking out of the ground. So when I regained consciousness from the fall, I tried to get up, and I just couldn't. And I didn't know what was going on, and I panicked, I started screaming, I just couldn't get up. Eventually, about 20 minutes later, paramedics came, and I discovered there that I had broken my femur bone in the left side of my leg. Aside from that, I've also fractured my tailbone. I shattered my left kneecap. It was a complete devastating injury, something I've never gone through before. No! That's right, no, I didn't like it. So, you know, there was a couple of things during that exact moment that still stick with me to this day. Like, I still remember the frantic look on my sister's face when she first came to the ambulance, and she was just losing her mind. She's like, oh my God, mommy's gonna kill me. She said, mommy's gonna kill me. You were supposed to be home with me. I don't know why you were at the park. Mommy's gonna kill me. And then I will never ever forget the look, and the look of my mom's face when she saw me in the hospital, and that amount of pain and that amount of agony, and you know, it hurts you to see your mom in pain, and especially when you're in pain yourself and you don't know what's gonna happen next. I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, is this a dream? I must be dreaming. Like, I couldn't believe it. Now what that did to me is that put me through a long, long, arduous process of getting back to being a normal kid in society. For the next 2 to 3 years, I was in physical therapy. The following year after the accident, so immediately after, I was in a wheelchair, a body wheelchair, because I had a cast from the top part of my body all the way down to my ankle, so I couldn't even stand up for about a year and some change. So I was sleeping in my living room in the wheelchair for a year. Seriously, my family can vouch for me. I slept in a wheelchair, and I couldn't sleep in my bed, I couldn't shower, I couldn't stand up, walk around, I couldn't go to school, I had to get homeschooled. I couldn't live life like a normal 9-year-old. And it brought perspective to me. It made me think differently. It made me, act differently when I did things. I went through a lot of suffering and mental depression during that time that I wouldn't wish on any kid that is 9 years old. So the following year, I'm out of the wheelchair, I'm out of the cast, I'm ready to go. I think that once the cast comes off, first of all, I was afraid to take the cast off because a year in a cast and then you just take it off and you don't know what's going on. I haven't walked in a year. One of my legs is super skinny, the other leg is really strong, so it's like, you don't know what to expect. But once the cast came off, I had a long journey back on the road to recovery. So there was 2 things I could have done. One, I could have gave up. I could have just stood with a wheelchair, been in a walker the rest of my life, because the accident was so devastating that if I didn't do extra physical therapy, if I didn't apply myself and do extra work myself, I would have been in a really bad situation to where I wasn't able to do things physically like walking and running and jumping. So I had to push myself. So the following year, a lot of physical therapy, a lot of trips, going to the doctors, missing school again, just taking time out of my day to do things that a normal 9-year-old, 10-year-old doesn't do. When you think of 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds, you think of kids that are outside playing with their friends, socializing, in school, playing in sports, doing arts and crafts, things like that. I didn't have the luxury of that. I had to spend my pre-teenage years in physical therapy, in hospitals, going to doctor's visits, doing things to try to do a normal thing like walk, it was unfortunate. So I spent that year in physical therapy. I really pushed myself. I did everything I had to do and more. Unfortunately, after that second year, I had another surgery. I had to get some metal screws removed from my knee, which put me on a track going backwards to where I had to do more physical therapy and more arduous things that, were time consuming. After that, I took my time to just think about my life and what I wanted as a person who's now a teenager and is going to be an adult soon. And I think just going through that entire process, the mentality of everything I had to do, it instilled this, this work ethic, this just mindset of working hard, just doing what you have to do, not complaining, just get it done. The longest journey always begins with a single step. And I took those steps multiple times without thinking about what couldn't happen. I always thought about what could happen in a positive light. So that's one story that I think I can base my entire life on, just going through something very heart-wrenching. And the other side of that is seeing how it impacted the most important person in my life, which was my mom. My mom had to do things like take off from work, which is hard because, we're in the housing authority. We don't have money, we don't have resources, and we don't have backup plans, So it was hard. We had to do things that we've never done before. If we had to sell a game system, we're selling a game system. We had to sell clothes, we're selling clothes. Whatever we had to do to put food on the table and make sure the bills are paid. And I'm always eternally grateful for everything that my mom did. And she's the inspiration for me to even do anything in life, Anytime I want to give up, or anytime I feel like I don't have any support, anytime I feel like I'm not the person that I think I am. My mom always reminds me that I'm the most important person in her life too. That, she risks and sacrificed so much to just help my family and just help me live a normal life and be a normal kid. while also making sure I was disciplined enough to work hard and do good in school and make sure I was well-mannered and respectful. That's why every time I go into the community and I talk to any one of you guys, and there's so many familiar faces, I'm pretty sure I've had a conversation with everyone in this room. If I am respectful, if I am well-mannered, if I am dressed appropriately, if I am doing the right thing, you have one person to thank, and that's my mom, because she is the person that, installed that to me. Without her, I don't know if I would be able to do any of those things. So I owe her everything, and I will always repay her to the day that I'm not on this earth. So I love my mom. So moving forward, I always made sure that my values and everything that my mom taught me was first. That be family, church, religion, school and grades, sports, stay busy with things that aren't negative. Don't go following people doing what other people are doing in the street just because it's popular, just because all the cool kids are doing it, or all of the older people, sometimes in the housing authority, sometimes outside of the housing authority. You have positive and people who are doing the wrong things, but you have to make sure you stay level-headed and always think, I'm just laughing at these hilarious cards. Always think to yourself, one, if you wouldn't like it done to you, don't do it to someone else. And two, just be a nice person on this earth, you guys are on the news, you're on social media every day, you're on your phones, you guys see all the things that's going on in the world. We need more nice people. And it sounds funny, it sounds simple, it sounds silly, but it's true. We need more people to just go around with smiling faces, giving people handshakes, giving people hugs, telling people, I hope they have a good day. And you may not mean it. I've had times where I've told people like, oh, hey, how are you? With a smile on my face and tell them I hope they're having a good day. I may not really mean it, but they don't know that. And it's just showing yourself and showing that energy and showing someone that you may care about them. You never know what someone's going through at home, Someone may have the worst day of their lives and you come and just give them a hug or, be nice to them and you might make that person's day, You might give them that reason to live longer than they might want to. So I always encourage people to be nice and be a good person, because that's what I live my life on. I try to be the nicest and best person, happiest person too. I'm always happy because I think of it like this: as long as I have a roof over my head, I have food to eat, I have clothes on my back, I'm blessed, and I'm doing better than the regular person is doing, just because I have those blessings. I don't need all of the fancy things that other people strive to get. As long as I'm well educated, I can provide for my family and do things that have fun every now and then, but as long as I know what I'm doing and I'm doing the right thing, I feel like I'm being successful in life. And all of that hard work and everything that I went through, that just applied to everything I do at work. Now when I work, I take my work serious. I don't like being late to work. I don't like being told what to do at work whenever it's, someone that may not have the best interest for me, or someone who I think isn't such a good person. I like treating everyone fairly. I like treating everyone with respect, just treating everyone how I would like to be treated. And so when I work, my main position, I'm a director of operations for Next Basket Wins, which it's been a blessing for me. And my mentor, Andrew, he's really helped me out and has driven me to do a lot of things that have been positive in my life. He showed me the other side and the other side of being a person who works hard and can get rewarded by just working hard, being the hardest working person in the room, outworking everyone and never settling for less, always wanting more and always wanting better. He's really done that for me, and I'm eternally grateful for all of the advice the experiences, the trips that we go on, and just when I just enjoy talking to him and getting his perspective and things and learning from him. You know, you can never be too hard-headed when you're listening to older people. One thing I love listening to is people, I don't want to say old people because everyone's like, yo, what? No. I want to say older people that are older than me. Right. I like listening to people that are older than me and the things they go through, because there's always a lesson in the losses we take in life. There's always a lesson. There's always something that you can learn, no matter whether the situation is negative, no matter whether the situation is positive. You can always learn from someone, whether they're a kid, whether they're a person who isn't well off in life, and a person who's doing amazing in life. There's something to learn from everyone. So I ask a million questions. If any of my teachers were here, they'd be like, yeah, him, he's the one. I ask a million questions, but that's because I always want to know why, when, where, what. I just want to know a full understanding, be able to share my information and knowledge with everyone else. So when I work, I'm a basketball coach, I'm a director of operations, I'm a referee, I wear many hats, but I always make sure, if I'm coaching kids or if I'm, like over the summer, we ran a bunch of programs in the Housing Authority basketball court where it was basketball leagues. We had a night out where we played basketball for an entire day. We brought the community out, we brought other communities from Hudson County, even outside of the county, you know, doing things like that and having it peaceful and having it to where kids are enjoying it, adults are enjoying it, and the community is just whole as one. That's what I strive for, and that's what I strive to do. That's my mission. That's why I work so hard. I want everyone to be fair with each other. I want everyone to be nice to each other. I want our community to be the best that it can be, because it's not there yet, but we're on the right track, and we're getting there. We're doing things. We're having events like this where we're showcasing some great individuals who are doing the right thing, who are just like us, who we see every day, who are our neighbors, who are our brothers and sisters, our cousins, our aunts and uncles, you know. We see it and we continuously do those things, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone from when I was younger. The positive and the negative. I appreciate everything. I embrace it, and I try to learn from it and do my best. So with that being said, if I want to wrap this up, I want to also mention that, one more thing, just give me a second. Let's just think about it. I actually wrote it down. That's why I did. Thank my mom, because she told me, you better write down something if you're not going to remember it. Thank you, Mom. Right back to what I was saying. I appreciate the people who pushed me to work really, really hard. My coaches, my mom, my brothers, sisters, just any mentor that had a part of my life. I greatly appreciate it, and I thank you, because I think I'm one of the people that I'm so nice to everyone that everyone looks at me and they try to contact me for advice, whether it's for help. I'm in a position where I can employ my friends sometimes, so that's something that's really good, you know. And I enjoy that. I enjoy helping people. I never try to push anyone to the side and ignore everyone. You know, everyone deserves to be loved, and we all should show love, you know. And besides the people who pushed me, I also want to thank the people who didn't push me. I want to thank the people who gave up on me, the people who said, no, Ricardo couldn't do this, or no, Ricardo doesn't belong there. And the people who continuously doubt, you know, who may doubt behind closed doors, who may not say the nicest thing about me, who may just not believe in me. I will continue to prove doubters wrong. I will continue to work hard, and I will just continue being a great person in the community and doing my best to make our community be what it should be. So thank you guys, I appreciate it, and it was a great time. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Mom, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, man, I'm so proud of you. I can't even say.
Thank you, Mark.
And one of the reasons I got up was to introduce some special people here, and I've got to say it first. One of my Housing Authority Commissioners, Andrew Impastato, back there. You just heard his name. He's the kind of man that inspires people. He's that kind of mentor, that wise person I talked about in the hero's journey. You could have decided to go this way or that way, but you didn't. You decided to stick with it, and we're so proud of you. I'd like to say that our another commissioner, Erica Seitzman's with us. Our chairperson, Barbara Reyes. And thank you so much, Councilman Emily Jabor, for coming tonight to be with us. So thank you. I just wanted to say those thank yous, and I'll hand it back to Corinne to keep on going.
Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Michael Russo, for being here also. Thank you, Ricardo. That was a very moving story, and from all the previous editions of the HHA Hall of Fame, what keeps repeating is that it takes courage to succeed. You know, and from what I've observed, successful people are not necessarily the most intelligent people. They're not necessarily the most intelligent people, the smartest people, but those people the people that succeed are the people that work hard, that know how to work hard to succeed. And this is an example that we've seen here. I would like to also introduce our next presenter. His name is Giovanni Arroyo. He's from Gateway University, and he's going to present a program, a university program that our residents can benefit from, how they can use knowledge to actually get ahead in society. So without further ado, let's welcome him.
So next.
You play tonight.
Yes, sir.
We got to talk about some stuff about basketball.
I'm going to the game first. First day of the year, I'm going to watch my team.
Alright, before I jump into the presentation, guys, some of you guys may know me from around Hoboken. I used to own the Taste Buds taco truck at 4th Street Park. I have now moved on as the lead recruiter for Gateway U. Gateway U is a community partner for Southern New Hampshire University. Southern New Hampshire University provides the degrees and the education, and Gateway U does everything else that your traditional college would do. So I'm going to jump right into it because we don't got too much time. We're going to discuss a few things. About us, vision, mission, Southern New Hampshire University as a partner, how to get in, financial aid, which is one of the most important parts of the project, academics, and life at Gateway U. So this program started in 2019 by one of my college classmates. Her name is Seema. She's a resident of the Spires housing projects in Newark, New Jersey. So it's very ironic that someone from a housing project started this, and I'm here presenting this to the housing projects of Hoboken. It's kind of funny how life goes full circle. She felt that the traditional college experience is not meant for everyone, and it doesn't benefit everyone. So she decided to reimagine that and make it fit for everybody so that it can work for everybody. Our mission is that everybody should be able to get a college education without going broke and going into a boatload of debt, and without having to put their life on pause to do so. So, Southern New Hampshire University is our university partner. Anyone who graduates from us with an associate's or bachelor's degree gets it from Southern New Hampshire University. This is, let's see if it'll play. This is Barack talking about Southern New Hampshire University and what it is that they do.
All right, second goal. We want to encourage more, Thank you. Second thing we want to do is to encourage more colleges to embrace innovative new ways to prepare our students for a 21st century economy and maintain a high level of quality without breaking the bank. So let me talk about some alternatives that are already out there. Southern New Hampshire University gives course credit based on how well students master the material, not just on how many hours they spend in the classroom. So the idea would be, if you're learning the material faster, you can finish faster, which means you pay less and you save money.
So his key takeaways there were finish fast, pay less, save money. What he didn't say was, if you finish fast and pay less, we can get you to making money really fast and put you somewhere with your degree and start earning right away. Now, all these guys up here, specifically this one, the New England Commission of Higher Education, they are the people who accredit Southern New Hampshire University. The NECHE accredits Dartmouth, Wesleyan, and I believe Dartmouth, Wesleyan, and Dortmund University as well. So Southern New Hampshire University is a very quality education. What do you need to get in? This is really important. All you need is a high school diploma or a GED equivalent. No more ACT scores, no more SAT scores. All you need is a high school diploma. So anyone that resides in the Hoboken Housing Authority can go, that's graduated high school, can go to Southern New Hampshire University. And more than likely for free. We'll explain that in a second too. So throughout the orientation process, you'll go through a 5-week orientation. In that 5 weeks, it's for you to see if this program is for you. We want to adjust to your learning style. We want you to adjust to us. In that 5-week process, we're going to give you your first 2 classes or your first 2 projects. Those projects, once completed, will go towards your first semester. So you'll go into your first semester with 2 credits. 1 project equals 1 credit. There's also no application fees. FAFSA. I don't know if any of you guys went to college, but the FAFSA was a big pain in the butt for a lot of people. A lot of people do not even complete it simply because you see all those words on a page, get intimidated, and simply don't fill it out. Which is a shame because last year, the African American and Latino community left $3 billion worth of Pell Grant money on the table. Pell Grant money is what gets us to go to school for free. So there was a lot of people that could have went for free and simply didn't, not because they didn't qualify, not because they didn't deserve it, because they didn't apply. And that's something that we're looking to fix. So there's no cost associated with Southern New Hampshire outside of the tuition. You're not paying for books, you're not paying for any random fees, or what that is paid for is tuition. The tuition is $7,000 for the entire year. Most of our students right now go for free, at least 70%. When orientation class started today, of 50 students, out of that 50, 46 are attending on full Pell Grant, going for free. Only 4 are paying out of pocket. So there's 3 terms in a year. You have fall, spring, and summer. Each one of those is $2,300. So it totals slightly under $7,000 for an entire year at Southern New Hampshire. The Pell Grant this year is $7,395. So any Hoboken housing resident very much likely qualifies for that full Pell. In fact, if you were to attend with us, you're even going to get a refund of about $400 simply for going to school. Those that don't have Pell Grant, we do have scholarships just like a regular school, and we also have work study available as well. What can you study with this program? We focus on these 3 degrees because it is the most likely that these will get you a position that can get you to work right away. We focus on business management, healthcare management, which is anything in a hospital or doctor's office that is not a nurse or not a doctor. There's a lot of positions in these places. That is what that is. We have communications, which also ties into the teacher pathway. I'll explain that further as well. So, some of the jobs that you can get with this. What can you get with a business management degree? You can be a financial analyst, a management consultant. Entry-level median salaries for those start between $83,000 to $85,000. Healthcare administrators, health info managers, that ranges between 93 and 100,000. Communications, which is public relations specialists, marketing coordinators, social media content creators, and managers, things like that range anywhere between 56 and 60,000 entry level. So the teacher pathway is how we try to get people who live in the community to teach in the community. Right now we have pioneered a program in Newark, New Jersey, where we're trying to get Newark residents to be teachers in Newark. We help them get their degree, we put them through a comprehensive program to pass their praxis exam, and then we place them inside a school in Newark, which they will eventually teach in as long as they do their 350 hours. So another great thing about the program is that it cuts the fluff and it helps you get your degree faster. A typical college freshman is going to do about 12 credits a semester. At that rate, it's going to take them 5 years to graduate, which is kind of a really long time. A lot of things can happen in 5 years, and a lot of people don't want to, a lot of kids especially, don't want to wait 5 years to start making money. The program here is project-based for their credits rather than class and finals-based for their credits. Projects takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete. At the end of this, I'm going to show you exactly what a project looks like. So the program is accredited, it's self-paced, and it's competency-based. So if you know what you're doing and you manage the material well, you can fly through the program. There's not limitations. Each student averages about 2 to 3 hours a week. There's only A's in the program. You cannot fail. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll explain that further as well. To get your associate's degree, you need 60 credits or 60 projects. To get your bachelor's, you would need another 60, a total of 120. So the traditional model versus our model. Traditional model, you're going to take about 4 classes a week in college. A lot of you guys have children. A lot of you guys have jobs. Realistically, you don't have the time to sit in a classroom 4 to 5 times a week. That's just being real. It's going to take about 6 hours of classwork, and that'll give you your 12 credits a semester, 5 years to graduate. Way too long. Let's take that same amount of time, 6 hours. You knock out 2 projects a week, 6 hours a week, that's 32 credits a semester. That'll give you your associate's degree in a year. That'll give you your bachelor's degree in 2 years. We're one of the only programs in the United States where that's possible. We have a young lady out of Detroit. She did 60 credits in one 16-week semester. So she knocked out her associates in 16 weeks. Our secret sauce is the coaching. My time at Rutgers University in Newark was fun, but it should have been more studious than fun. I had way too much fun. I think I only met my academic advisor twice in my 4 years there. A very, very short and brief conversation. Hey, Gio, how's your classes? Oh yeah, they're going great. Meanwhile, I'm on academic probation. How are you doing? I'm chilling, I'm good. Bye, have a good day. And that was the gist of the conversation. In reality, I'm stressed out, pulling all-nighters, trying to study and still failing my classes, wondering what I'm going to tell my mother. So with us, we have a personal academic coach that you're required to meet with once a week. So whatever project you're working on, you're going over that project in depth with your personal academic coach. Our academic coaches have also done these projects themselves. So they know firsthand what it is that you're going to be working on. So whatever you're stuck on, they'll guide you through it. So worst case scenario, you'll get your 12 credits a semester. Best case scenario, you start flying through these projects. We have wraparound services. If you're unable to come down to our student center in Newark, because that's where you want to do your work, and you can't get there because you can't afford to get there, we'll either pay for your bus pass or we'll give you a monthly lift code so that way you can get to and from. If childcare is going to be a hurdle for you, we have organizations that take care of that for you as well. If you don't have a laptop, we provide that for you as well for this semester. And then we took what works with a traditional school, the student center. Student centers work. Socializing with your peers works. Being able to see your academic coach face to face, that works. So we started the student center and we've been successful with that since 2019. As well with the coaching, it goes past graduation. After you graduate, we still have you for 2 years because we want to A, get you job placement with the degree that you graduated with, and B, we want to help you navigate that space. Say you get a job, and your boss asks you to run a team meeting. You've never ran a team meeting, but you tell them, all right, cool, I got it, because that's what you have to tell your boss. We want to be able to make sure people can navigate these spaces and stay in these spaces. If you have a salary negotiation and never done that before, we coach you on how to do those things. Wraparound support like bus tickets, lift codes, and more. Programs for parents if you need your kids to be watched while you're doing the work. Scholarships available as well. Laptop if you need it, and the student center. Then we do little things like, this is actually our student center right here. This is the back of our student center. So we constantly throw events, we throw parties. We want to make sure that our students can mix and mingle, even though the curriculum is totally online. This gives them that in-person college campus experience. And then we partner with local businesses and stuff like that in order to, have open mic nights and things of that nature to give you that best possible experience. So now I'm going to show you what a project looks like and show you how simple they are. I don't want to say that they're simple, because they eventually get harder as the coursework goes along. And I'll show you how our project gets graded as well. So each project is going to put you in a job-like real-world scenario. So what's not going to happen is you're going to take a course, a class, or a project, and you're going to wonder, damn, what am I ever going to use this in real life for? Every single project is a job-like, real-world scenario. So in this scenario, you work for this company called Cause and Effect, a local humanitarian organization that provides medical care to people in crisis. Dr. Lee, the founder, used to work for him in a part-time position. He wants to bring you on full-time. He wants you to run a team meeting and get the feeling of your coworkers and what the culture is like. So in order to do that, he's having you put your bibliography in the company's newsletter. That's going to go out to the entire company. So that's the gist of Project 1. And they give you the directions for it. Dr. Lee is planning the next leadership meeting. The first one that you will be attending, he wants you to focus on how to foster a strong and collaborative team dynamic. Things that you would have in a real business job or any job period. And then the essential part of the project is the professional bio, right? So they give you a template on how to complete this work. This is the first part of the template. They're going to ask you, first they're going to give you a personality test that you got to complete. That's part of the first part of the project. It takes about 10-15 minutes. That personality test is going to tell you your strengths, your weaknesses, what career paths are beneficial to your personality, how you manage relationships, and things of that nature. So the first part says, summarize your results. What were your results? What they say about you and your values. This should include strengths, weaknesses, workplace habits, and career paths. All of that comes from that quick personality test. Identify an aspect of your identity and describe the factors that influenced it. Did you learn anything new about yourself? Choose one aspect, explain why or why not. Explain whether the results of your personality matched your perception of yourself. Use an example to support. And then the second part is a template for the actual biography. Describe your professional experiences, include any major career achievements. Discuss different parts of your identity. You should include who you are, how you work, and what motivates you. Describe your soft skills, personality traits, and character traits that are needed for your current role. Explain why you listed those skills and traits. What about these skills and traits have helped you succeed in your current role? And then the third part of it is actually writing a biography. Now, does anybody think that that's super complicated? All right? That's one college credit in this program. I want to show you the rubric and how this gets graded, and then I'm going to explain why you cannot fail. So every project is going to have a rubric of a certain amount of points. This one specifically has 10 points. In order to check off that section, it has to be considered mastered, and you got to fulfill whatever that is in the rubric. So this one says, summarize the different aspects of your personality. List your strengths and weaknesses and workplace habits and career paths. If you do that within your project, you're going to get the mastered box checked. So now let's say I submit this project. and I only hit 6 points out of the 10. A professor's gonna grade my work. He's gonna say, Gio, you missed these 4 points. You missed them because you didn't say A, B, and C. In order to hit these points, you need to add this and this. So, in my 16-week semester, I'm not gonna get a B, C, D, or F because I didn't hit those points. The project is gonna be graded as a not yet. So throughout my 16 weeks, I have unlimited chances to resubmit this project. So once I resubmit it, and it's considered mastered, and I hit my 9 out of my 10 points, I'm going to get an A on this class. So now let's say I want to transfer my credits and I want to go to my dream school, like Miami University or something like that. When I transfer out of this program, because everything is an A, I'm leaving here with a 4.0. For kids that are very skilled in basketball, and they may not have the grades to play at the school that they want to, but they have the talent, they have the recruiting, they come here for a semester, they're leaving with a 4.0 with the ability to go play wherever it is they want to play. And that, guys, is Gateway U and Southern New Hampshire University in a nutshell. That's what we do, that's how we do it. Before I walk off, if any of you guys are interested in more info for the program, please raise your hand so I can hand out a flyer to you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry again. This is great. We can get our kids together and make this happen. We'd appreciate it. There's 2 folks here really quickly that I just forgot to introduce. Is Joe still at Quintara? Councilman Quintara, there he is. Well, thank you for coming because we really appreciate it. This guy is more involved with us than you all know. He's always a supporter of the Housing Authority for the city council. Get out of here. No, thank you. Thank you for being here. And the other, I think you were hiding behind the column, like when I got up the first time. This guy is our commissioner and he's our counselor. And for those of you that don't know Mike Russo, I don't know where you've been. But Mike's such a great supporter of us as a commissioner and as a member of council, so thank you so much for coming. It's great to have us here. And I'm going to hand this back to Corinne because I am really, really excited about the next person that's going to get up and talk to you because I've known her for quite a while since I got here. And she's just been a gem, a great supporter of ours. And a great, great person. Corinne, come on up and do an introduction.
Thank you. Let's all welcome Assemblywoman Annette Chaparro. She said yes without hesitation. I sent her the message and she said yes. So let's welcome her, let's hear from her, and yeah, the floor is all yours.
So I'm very happy to be here. I first have to say, Ricardo, your mom must, I was gonna cry while he was talking. And it's really, you're such an old soul for such a young age. But this is what this is about. And it's very refreshing to see that at 26, I was completely lost. So I wouldn't even begin to start expressing myself at that age. So kudos to your mom, because both of you struggled. So that's a wonderful story. Stay engaged. So I don't want to keep you guys too much, but I wanted to just share my story and how I got here. I grew up here in the Housing Authority in 321 Harrison Street. There was 6 of us. We were the Puerto Rican Brady Bunch. There were so many struggles and so many stories. I would have never, ever thought that I would be an elected official. In fact, I think I grew up just basically saying, politics, I hate politics, all that, all the stuff, the stereotypes that we put with it. And I think that, no, I know that I rejected Mayor Zimmer like 3 times. I kept saying, I don't want to do this, and no, I don't want to do this. It just became this battle. And I have to tell you, looking back, it wasn't so much that I didn't want to be involved or I didn't know what it was going to entail. It was just my insecurity. I was like, what does an assemblywoman do? I mean, I don't even know what that is. And it was just my insecurities that I was just gonna walk away from it. And it became the best journey of my life. Because growing up in the housing authority, I don't have to tell any of you how many challenges and struggles there are. For every 10 steps that you try to take, there's always someone in the community that's hurting and that you just don't know how to embrace it, right? You want to move forward, but you also don't want people to think you're not thinking of them. So you kind of just keep going, keep going. And I had many, many struggles in my life, but that's what made me a stronger person. There's so many topics that when I became an assemblywoman, I realized, I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 years of being an assemblywoman, I was like, oh my God, don't say nothing dumb, just smile and just keep going until you learn what your role is. And I realized that all my struggles and everything that made me who I was, that's where I belong. If we wanted to talk about domestic violence, yeah, I've been through that, so we could talk about that. We want to talk about struggles, what it's like to be homeless? Yeah, I can talk about that. You want to talk about what it's like to work, to try dropping out of school? I have my GED, I don't have a college degree. And there's such truth to that saying, if you can see her, you can be her. It is so important. Representation is very, very important. Everyone has a voice. Everyone comes from something. And it's so important growing up, when you grow up in the housing authority, we have such a cloud, right? We're like, oh, we're struggling. We don't want the community to look at it, look down at us. Growing up, yes, we were struggling, but we were part of the community. We went to every sections, and there was always someone that was feeding you from some family or another. And I think that's important. And sometimes, I mean, I talked to Mr. Recco, and I talked to many people in the community, and even with Barbara Reyes, we've talked about this. It's not that I don't want to bring things to the housing authority, but I always say, yes, bring it to the housing authority, but we are part of a community. So we should be going to PRA, we should be going on the waterfront, we should be going to the up north, down, wherever. This is the umbrella where we belong, not just the housing authority. So I want that to be very clear, because we grow. That's how we grow. We want to make sure that no one is perfect. And I think that part of what this journey, even though I'm coming to an end, my journey ends the end of the year, and it's 8 wonderful years, but I've learned so much. Thought I had answers to so many things that I did not. Education is part of it, medical, food insecurity. You know, there are so much money and programs statewide, but somehow the people that need it can't get to it. There's so many just loopholes, and there's so many things that I learned that as much as I said I didn't like politics, it is all connected. So when someone comes to you, even if I come to you and asking you for your vote, don't let me tell you what I can do. You should be asking me questions that pertain to your household, not just the umbrella of what are you going to do for the community, but what can you do that's going to affect my household? Everything is connected. How your children go to school, how they get money, how they get a job. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. And sometimes I talk about this in Trenton, where we talk about bullying and kids, and I'm saying adults bully adults. So we need to really be kind. Like you said, it doesn't take much to be kind and to be humble, because this pin doesn't mean nothing if I'm going to be a jerk about it, right? Or if I'm going to think, oh, who I am. So I know that this opportunity came knocking on my door literally, and I would have turned away from it out of fear. I gotta tell you, we are capable of doing so much. And my biggest fear was I didn't have a college degree. So that was part of the struggle. I was like, oh, I'm a mother with 3 boys, no college degree, 2 different fathers, oh my God, they're gonna be judging me. It was the list that I put for myself. It wasn't anybody else, it was myself. I come back here and it is full circle. It really is full circle, because this is where the struggle was, and the hopes and the dreams and everything. You have to give back. It's important to give back. It's important for your soul. You have to give back, because there's so many people in pain. There's so many people that you can touch. And he's right. This young man right here is so right. Being kind to someone, saying something kind, is free. And you never know what struggle someone is going through that can turn their life around. And that is important. And we have such a community of so many hopes and dreams, and I don't want it to be just the umbrella of the housing authority. These are people of the community that need our assistance, that need our help. And I think it's very, very important for us to give back. And just because I won't have this pin next year doesn't mean that I won't be giving back. It just made me appreciate the struggles, because it does make you stronger. You don't feel it then, right? You're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And you just don't realize how blessed you are. I'm blessed, just even as many struggles as I had, I'm blessed to be sitting here talking to you about it because I made it to another day. And I promise you that if you're willing to put in the work or to help your neighbor, things would change. And never ever give anyone that you know, like don't give anyone that much power to tell you what your community is going to be. You live here. So if you want change and you want better, that's what you do. Everyone makes mistakes, so we should all start. I mean, look, like I said, I come from a family of 6, right? There's 6 of us. I think Russo knows, and my brothers, I mean, there's so many struggles. There's times I was like, oh my God, my brother's gonna just get me in trouble on Facebook because the things that he would say. But that's the family dynamic. You know, we're not perfect. We love each other. We fight for each other, and we just want to make the community better. And this is the best community ever. It really is. We talk about this all the time, and there are many things like this. I wish this was around when I was growing. Yeah, I was just trying to make ends meet. They were like, go to school. I gotta pay the bills. What do you mean go to school? I mean, who's gonna watch the kids? Like, there was only those things. So this is important. Trade is important. There's so many things. It's not one size fit all. And I think that we have to give back. Again, you know, my son's gonna be in trouble because I'm gonna go with an attitude home now. But I just met this wonderful kid that was thanking his mother, and he had many struggles, and he prayed, and here he is talking to the community. You're a shining star. And I want to just also say that our seniors are very important. We have to give back to our seniors. We have to be part of that. It's been an amazing journey, and I thank Mr. Recko, the commissioners, everyone for even thinking of me. I really do not want to end it on just a thank you. I want to come back and really be part of this because this is my home. This is where it all started, where I barely made it, but I made it, and it's real. So I want to thank you all, you know, working together is important. And we may all have our ups and downs, and we may not always agree, but it's important to come together for the bigger picture, because there's so many lives at stake. So I thank you for hearing me out and listening me out.
And we are blessed to have you. And don't think we're going to let you go away. It's just impossible. We love you too much.
Thank you.
Both of you. You're great. So, we've got something we'd like to present you both with these. Come on up and and we're going to get a picture so we can get you on our Hall of Fame wall.
Ooh.
Coming up. Yes. Yes. Annette Chaparro, I'd like to present you with this certificate of appreciation from the Housing Authority. Thank you so much for everything.
And I want to apologize for all the graffiti I did back then.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
And Ricardo. You're a true inspiration, my good man.
Yes.
I mean, we've known each other, but my gosh, I didn't know all this about you. So thanks for coming. And thank you all for coming. Yeah, how about those two? How about those two together? Yeah.
Yeah, look, my showy work.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming. We love you. My staff is awesome, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We got Corinne, whose baby this is. Did I say? Yes. Her production. We got Frank Merchant, that was hiding over there, who may be back there now. Right? There, he's back there. We got our tech guy, Angel. Hi, Angel. Hello. We got our tech guy, Angel, that comes with us. And our latecomer, but we love him very much, Commissioner Romano back there, we appreciate your coming. We need that partnership with the city, the county, the housing authority, all of us. Residents, thank you for being here. We love you. We can't do it without you. We're here for you. So let's keep it up. So thank you all for coming. And I think we've got some food, some munchies somewhere. So. What's that now?
Tell them to not leave because we are